In the prior lecture, you learned everything you need to come up with an amazing keyword research list. In this lecture, you'll learn how to use that list and incorporate it into an amazing stream of content on your website. When Google initially launched, it had a very crude ability to detect spam, so many SEO practitioners engaged in a practice known as keyword stuffing. Keyword stuffing is a bad practice, and it gave SEO practitioners a bad name. It essentially involves littering as many of your chosen keywords as possible into a single page or multiple pages on your website. This compromised the user experience, as these web pages were designed primarily with robots in mind as opposed to human readers. Even worse, many people use keywords that had nothing to do with what their website was really about. So they would pull in keywords from all over the dictionary, all over Amazon.com, all sorts of different words, trying to pull in users into their site, even though they really didn't want to have anything to do with what that website was about. After contending with these bad practices for years, Google finally redesigned their algorithm to substantially penalize this type of bad behavior. It also had the effect of making even legitimate keyword practitioners have to work harder to incorporate their legitimate keywords into their web pages and blog posts. However, even after these substantial changes, it is still relatively easy to target your chosen keywords. The main thing you have to keep in mind is to simply use natural language. What I mean by this is, take your chosen keywords and naturally weave them into your other content. You should be able to read this and think to yourself, nothing seems out of place here. What I mean by that is, if you're trying to target a new brand of screen protector for a new smartphone, feel free to use these exact keywords. Just do so in a way that wouldn't cause a normal user to think, hey, this seems out of place here. This looks a little spammy. If you think the sentence might cause someone to think it looks unnatural, go ahead and rephrase it. Remember, this is an algorithm you're talking about at Google. So it isn't a human manually reviewing your website to see if it looks natural or not. Err on the side of caution, because you never know what a robot might think would look unnatural to a human reader. For example, if you're trying to sell a screen protector, don't have a blog post that says, "Welcome to Smart Protector. Here you can buy screen protectors, including new screen protectors and used screen protectors." Essentially, what I'm saying to avoid here is overusing these keywords in a way that you wouldn't normally expect to see in, say, a New York Times article. Google treats this as very likely to constitute spam, and so Google will penalize you for this behavior, regardless of your true intentions. I wholeheartedly recommend blogging as a way to develop content based around your chosen keywords. You can create new posts around your chosen keywords anytime you want, and by doing so, it often looks more natural than if you use the same content on a non-blog portion of your website. My favorite free blogging software is WordPress, available at wordpress.org. With this easy software, available on most web hosts with the click of a few buttons, you are well on your way to being able to very easily create new posts just as easily as working in a word processor. If you've ever wondered why seemingly mundane businesses have to write a blog on their website, now you know. It is almost certainly for the extreme SEO benefits. Another thing to keep in mind is that you should rarely, if ever, use your chosen keyword more than 2 or 3 times per page or blog post. Using your chosen keyword more frequently can often trigger Google's onerous penalties. Do your best to err on the side of caution here, as it can be very difficult to rehabilitate your image in Google's eyes once you run afoul of them. It is not as simple as deleting the offending post. It takes much more work than that. So please, be cautious and don't let them penalize you in the first place. Another thing to avoid is duplicate content. Some people believed they could create a template page or a template blog post and then spin off this template into many further pages or blog posts. Google absolutely hates this practice. And when I say template, I am not referring to the aesthetics. I mean the actual words on the page. So don't have a page that is saying 95% of the same thing as one of your other pages. It's the text that counts here and not the formatting or other design elements. The reason Google hates this is because it is strongly associated with spam. If you have dozens or more pages with 95% of the text in common, Google is almost certainly going to assume you are a spammer, simply trying to game the system by targeting many different keywords illegitimately. Google wants a great user experience for everyone who leaves Google and goes to the results that it shows them. So, don't tell Google that you have nothing new to say. Always create fresh, new, unique content for each one of your pages. That way, all of the keywords you target will seem to Google as if it is great new content, worthy of inclusion on their pages, especially with a lot of backlinks we'll learn how to create in the next lectures. With your prioritized list of keywords and this new keyword targeting information, you are well on your way to competing for extremely valuable keywords and saving potentially tens of thousands in advertising costs per month. Thank you for watching this keyword targeting lecture, and I'll see you in the next video.